Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ian Lai, and this is ABCDEFG News. Spain's economy has finally risen out of a recession after a string of negative growth quarters. Spain's still in a recession. In other news, Britain's trade deficit has come under speculation following recent budget announcements. Ministers are worried that continuing to run such a large outflow of cash from the economy will eventually lead to another triple-dip recession. Ministers have adjourned a meeting in Paris to discuss further action. Our foreign correspondent, Oliver McLaughlin, has...
Now, for some definitions. So what are net exports? Net exports are export revenues minus import expenditures, also known as X minus F. How does this affect aggregate demand? Well, if the figure is positive, it will contribute to AD, bringing it outwards. Whereas if it is negative, it is known as a leakage and will shift it inwards.
Thank you, Oliver, for those enlightening definitions. It is likely that changes in exchange rate will be on the agenda for the ministers' meeting in Paris, because it's one of the most significant factors that influence aggregate demand. The exchange rate is how expensive one currency is relative to the other. If country A's currency rises, then it will become more expensive compared to country B's currency. Country B will import less because the output from country A becomes more expensive, which means country A's AD curve will shift inwards. This currency change has a double effect, because the exports from country A will fall, but the imports will rise because they are cheaper, reducing the net import value significantly. Other factors that may be discussed include changes in national income abroad and the level of trade protection. Back to you, Oliver.
So what is Britain's current import-export situation? The UK is the world's 7th leading importer and the world's 11th leading exporter, and accordingly the UK has a massive trade deficit. UK exports are valued at $405.6 billion and imports are worth $546 billion.
Now let's take a look at the weather. This week is looking good for all of you vacationers out there. The weather throughout most of England is expected to be sunny, except for the places that aren't sunny. Moving further down, you can see that the winds of recession are moving eastwards throughout much of southern Europe, with a chance of bailout over Cyprus and much of the Mediterranean. Definitely time to get the sun cream and flip-flops out. It is unlikely that the government will be choosing a different course of action following what they have already done. The government has set a low inflation target of 2%, which should encourage other countries to buy UK exported goods. Recent budget deficit policies attempt to lower the trade deficit, with austerity measures expected to curb aggregate demand in the economy, which should cause less demand for foreign imports and lower the balance of payments. This has been ABCDEFG News. My name is Ian Lai. Goodbye and good night.